Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's edition of the 5D News. We are October 7th. Welcome, everyone. I hope you guys are doing amazing, and I hope you guys had a great full moon in Aries, which I was going to say but it's still pretty intense. I feel like we're still bathing in the very strong, intense energies of Aries. Sophie, you're nodding your head.
Oh, yes. Arguments are happening, misunderstanding, a lot of fighting energies in the air. So even the road rage, there is a lot of just this tension in the air. I don't have my rising sign in Aries, but it's pretty close to, and I feel it's affecting me a lot. I feel in my nervous system, in my body. So let us know if you feel the same. But I would say this is a very intense one.
Yeah, well, especially because we have also Mercury that just is at 0 degree of Scorpio, just entering the sign of intensity, squaring Pluto. So this is like a transit of conflict, potential conflict, but also like triggers that allow us to see repressed emotions from the past. So there's a lot happening in order for us to gain more clarity on what's happening inside of us and to acknowledge those repressed emotions. But with the people that are, let's say, that don't want to look at those repressed emotions, it can just be like outright anger or managing emotions very badly, or violence, even conflict, like you said. So you said, I believe last week when we pull cards on it, you said something like we really need to take care of ourselves, to prioritize ourselves, to listen to our bodies. So I hope you guys are doing that. But also you said that was like the last big peak of intensity before the waters of the universe calm down for a little while. So let's hope you were right on that.
Let's hope the cards were right on that. Yes.
Okay, so let's start here. And before we start, thank you for everybody who subscribed to our channel. We finally reached, and I'm going to try to show that here, 17K. So thank you to all of you. Thank you for subscribing to our channel. It really helps us growing this platform and helping spread the news, spread the high frequencies that we're trying to spread. So thank you for being here. And thank you also for liking this video while we're here. Okay, let's start with, what was I going to do here? Yes, politics. Okay, so there's a lot going on as usual, but now we're talking a lot about digital ID. And of course, like if you guys have been following this kind of shows and ourselves and other truthers out there, you know that this is a theme that's been very much, let's say, on the forefront of our consciousness in the past, let's say 2 years, I would say, but as also even more since we had Pluto enter Aquarius. And that transit really settled last year when Pluto will stay in Aquarius for the next 20 years or so. So Aquarius being the sign of new technologies, of AI, of anything digital, and Pluto being a planet of power, and when it's not used properly, control. So here in the UK, they seem to be some kind of testing ground because they decided to really go ahead and implement digital ID, allegedly to be able to work to fight illegal immigration. So of course they flooded a lot of our countries with, let's say, unbalanced immigration, and now they're proposing a solution, which is to have everybody on file with their biometrics, medical data, and so and so. Okay, so, and there are, as shown here on the picture, a lot of manifestation against that, against the implementation of digital ID. And it is said that this project would be fully implemented in the UK before August of 2029, as what I was reading, because that would be the end of this current parliament cycle, if I understand correctly, but they said something about this would see the day before 2029. So Sophie, can we pull cards on that? Will this project of centralized digital ID for the UK indeed see the day before August of 2029?
It says that there's a lot of people that are trying to support this project. I'm not talking about population. I'm talking about other kinds of people, just to make that very clear.
That have other interests.
Yes. It says that if people are not going to go for it, and I hope my cards are going to not change about this topic, because I really like what I have at the end. It is the word cancel, but I'm still going to get the second row. So far, we do have 2 cards only that are reverse in the Oracle deck, and it's submission and unawaken.
So the people don't want to submit.
They don't want, and they are pretty aware of what it is. So let me get the second row on that.
And unawakened to upside down, I think also people are waking up because of that, I guess.
Yeah. So a lot of support, a lot of pressure is there. We do have, it says that they want to also implement some medical things with this. And we have the card of the needle. So I'm not going to say that, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Like mandatory injections of some sort.
So the submission card that is reversed, so not submissive, gets the card of the Page of Cups, which is the card of the child. So we don't want to be treated as children. The Knight of Swords with the unawakened reverse. So I think that there's a lot of people who are going to seek legal counsel, or are going to really try to do a lot of research on this. And
oh, sorry, I didn't want to cut you. Do you think also with the children card, it could also be for mandatory, let's say, medical procedures when children are just born, and to be able to be filed in this centralized system?
It could absolutely be. I don't think it's going to see the light of day.
But it's the plan.
So honestly, my thought going in before the cards was that it's going to happen. Seeing this makes me really happy, because it could be very, really bad.
Well, and thank you to all the people also who are manifesting out there in the UK and are raising their voices against this evil agenda. So thank you for everybody who's doing their part in that. Really appreciate it. Because we also understand that we're all connected, and that this 2030 sort of evil agenda has a lot of legs in other countries as well. So why was UK one of the first countries to roll out this agenda? Why did they choose this country to, let's say, show the rest of the world?
It says that there was a lot of money to make in putting that there.
Oh, yeah. I saw something about, and I don't remember the names, but one of the people in power in UK and his son had like a corporation that was going to benefit billions of dollars from this implementation.
Okay, that makes
sense. And him himself, like the man that was passing this law or project, had parts in this in his son's corporation. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. It also says that a lot of people wouldn't care because it's done during the summer. So they were counting on doing it in the summer, so people would not see that coming. But I guess that they didn't anticipate people taking that news the way that they are, because I'm seeing it like it's going to just flow by and people will not like react to it.
Wow. Okay. And last question on this. Well, I guess now like we're kind of on the timeline for it not to work, which is great news. But other than using it for work purposes, what would it serve? Because you also said medical. Mm-hmm. Is there other, let's say, legs or implementations of this digital ID that it would also be included in that.
Yeah. So there's only 2 cards that are not reversed. That's interesting. We have the helping hand, and it says, I'm here to assist you. So it was really supposed to be shown up as helping even more. That means that it was probably going to be paired with one of the wearables.
Okay.
And the other things that is there, yeah, it's confirmed once more. So the other thing that is there is that they wanted to be aware of who were your friends, who were your contacts. So trying to maybe locate you at all time, who you were with, because they wanted to know who, yeah, exactly, just who were together. And it's not explained why, but we can absolutely understand that if they had anything against you, if you did anything that it was criminal, or if you did nothing but that it was judged as bad, just they would know who you were around and everything.
Okay. And on a similar topic here, I saw this post here on Instagram, and it says 86 million bank accounts shut down overnight. Vietnam, Thailand, South Asia. No cash, no access, only face and digital ID. Welcome to 1984. Yes, as described by George Orwell. So it says here on the description, and just like that, they froze 86 million bank accounts across Thailand, Vietnam, South Asia. And so apparently millions of people instantly cut off from their money and how they control access, facial recognition, and digital ID. So here they're talking about the mark of the beast. Yes, yes, yes. Let's ask questions for the cards here, because this is interesting that this is happening here. Well, first of all, let's start with the real first question. Is it true that this is happening in Vietnam, Thailand, and South Asia right now? That they are shutting down bank accounts?
I would say yes, because we have control on a kid.
Oof.
Yeah.
Okay. Why are they choosing those locations to do that? Why is that happening over there in Asia?
Interesting. We have resurrection and we have psycho. They're just, I think that they are pointing at a direction that people are not used to speak their mind and to revolt, maybe.
Okay.
So they're targeting more of a
aside
group.
from Nepal, because this country really tried to not let those things pass. Yeah. But I guess they're trying to prevent like the rest of South Asia for not doing the same thing also. And as you said, like locating countries that culturally they have been already submissive to the government's powers, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and what can, let's say, and I'm gonna extend that to us, everybody on planet Earth, what can we do as citizens to prevent this agenda from taking over, the digital ID sort of agenda?
Okay, this is not a clue how, but we have the very big reality of it could be very easily hacked and targeted by hackers. What can we do? Moon, recharging, so it's every time it's the same answer. There's nothing in the treaty we can really do except to work on our own vibration and to hold each other in this. So yes, I guess this is more on the treaties.
Coming together, yeah.
Coming together. So yes, you can sign petitions, you can really manifest, but there is going to also be the part where you need to have a higher frequency and to hold this frequency. So just like you gave the advice for this super full moon of today, just make sure that your energy is there, it's high, and then manage the rest.
Great advice. Okay, so now you predicted successfully last week that there was indeed going to be a US government shutdown. That was the day before, and you said yes. That was pretty clear, what you saw from the cards, that there was going to be a shutdown. And indeed, there is one, actually. But the good side of things, I saw this video earlier today. There is no chemtrails, and the skies are clear because there's no more funding there. So I'm curious to know, like, what will be the effect of having no chemtrails for a while? Because you said, you predicted that this might last about for a month. So let's say a month without chemtrails. What would be the effect on our health and our climate of this government shutdown?
Less control. Okay, I'm going to take the tarot cards on this, but it says less tensions in the air, less quarrels. So that means it makes people aggressive, and we don't need that more with this super moon. But it says that it's going to relieve some control. Let me check the second row. This is interesting.
This is already very interesting, just to know that people are going to feel less aggressive, I guess.
Yeah.
Conflictual.
Yeah, we have the Eight of Wands underneath the card of tension and quarrel. That is reversed. So the animosity, quarrels, and tension is reversed. Eight of Wands is this just lots of energy. So a lot of Mars energy, I would say, with this. So for me, that means that they're losing a little bit of their grip, of their power, and of what their plan was, of what you should feel, how you should go about things. We have the card of blockage, and we have the anxiety. Interesting. So what was in the air, at least lately, was this energy of just intensity, tension, anxiety. And this is the chemtrail, not just that, because we know that we had astrology, but it's like they amplified it.
Wow. So also, like, I guess, mental health and even like feeling anxiety, as you said, like with the cards. Wow.
Yeah. So the cards that we have that are now reversed after that is the Six of Cups, which is really good. We have celebration. Yeah. Celebration and coming together and feeling in our power. So I think that
like preventing people from getting together, basically.
Of course, and having true, meaningful, positive experiences in a relationship. So I feel that less chemtrail. Well, I would be interested to see the effect of the chemtrails with different astrological events, but it seems like they really use. So that's where I'm not clear. Did they do that right now because they knew that this was the astrology and this was in the air to amplify it to no control is possible? Or is that always what they are putting in the air? That's my question.
I personally think this is the frequency as always, but let's ask, like, because like the full moon is, yes, intense, but it's not like an eclipse or something that's going to stay for a while. It's just like let's say a week or so of influence.
Okay.
Do you want to ask the cards?
Yeah, sure. Let's see.
Like, is it the effect of all the chemtrails to divide the divine and conquer traditional agenda, so that people are feeling more aggressive, more anxiety, more separation, basically?
Yes. So we have Page of Pentacles, which is, for me, this is not a clear yes or no. So but then we have the sneaky energy, Seven of Swords.
The government.
Yeah, and it's lying. I don't know if you can see it. It's very small. And then we have this Ten of Pentacles, but she's walking alone, even though there's people. So it's the separation from the true connection.
Wow.
So yes, this is the energy that they're putting in the air. It's to separate you, to split the connection between you and your loved ones.
Okay, I'm mind blown. Let us know what you think in the comments, but I'm certainly very interested by that. Okay, and also another question that popped in my mind after seeing this video: was this planned in any way, this government shutdown, to make people more, let's say, aware of maybe of the connection between chemtrails and government funding? because obviously there's also good side effects from this shutdown, as this video is showing it. So was it planned in any way that Chem Trails would stop for a moment?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. There's something about bad health. Oh my God, we have literally the card of anxiety underneath the deck. Literally.
And you know, like all the cards that we got about health topics and the eclipse in Virgo Pisces that we just had, like health is like, wow, like on the forefront of like the conflicts that are happening. And you said that also in the government, in the US government, that was like one of the central. Wow.
That's exactly it. It's like there is a need for people to be able to breathe and to ground themselves. So if you don't typically take the time to do it, please do it as much as possible between now and the time that government is coming back around. If you live in the US, put your both feet in the grass, in nature, and just feel the earth, because there is this detox that needs to happen from the chemtrail, as we don't have them right now. And of course, everybody has their own tricks, but I think in the house currently I have about 3 or 4 air purifier.
I wish we could have also a shutdown in Canada, because the chemtrails are going, they're going strong here. Wow. Okay. So did Trump and RFK Jr. in any way, let's say, pushed for the shutdown, knowing that the chemtrails were going to stop? And Trump and his administration?
It says no. That was not the first thing that was there, but I'm getting an answer that I did not see coming. I'm just going to show you the cards, and then I will explain what I see with this. And we have the clouds. It's like the other side is going to want it to settle faster to restart them.
And they have like the upper hand to negotiate the way that they want.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's good in that shutdown. Okay. Okay. Another news item that I wanted to touch upon briefly is, there's so many ads. This one here that Tim sent us, so on the community. So thank you, Tim. So apparently there are not enough blue-collar workers in the US, because Trump is trying to bring back a lot of the major industries back in the US and make the country, like here in the article, they're talking mainly about AI, but it's not just about AI. It's about manufacturing everything, right? So we do need workers, skilled workers. And of course, there is let's say, an unbalance, is that a word? A lack of balance. Let's just say that there is a lack of balance between, I guess, the people who graduate university, and there's more and more these days, than the people who are doing like, let's say, skilled work. And that change in work and let's say politics regarding that is also changing the demand. So let's start with the card. Is it true that countries like USA and Canada are currently lacking blue-collar workers, such as people who are doing construction, electricians, skilled work?
Yeah. It's more than this. It says that some are in danger of not having any. So it's like there's such a demand for some, and there's no more people coming in, that it's almost like it's going to come to extinction.
You mean like the work, or?
Yeah, the work. So there is high demand for a lot of them, but some of them don't have any new people coming in.
Okay, I get it. Okay, and
Maybe some
will
cities don't have, for example, electrician, or some cities don't have like, this is, I know this is like a big, like it's big to say that, but like wait until baby boomers are not going to be there. You're going to see that there is some cities who doesn't have certain types. You have to go to the next city.
Yeah, I get that. Okay. And will this trigger a change in the work industry and the workforce from college grads to skilled trades? So are we going to have like less people graduating university to be able to work in an office, and more people who are able to actually fix things on a more practical level?
Yeah, I'm surprised because I thought it would be like no and just be done with that. But no, it says that it's going to, because we have this card of the cheerleader. For me, it says that actually is going to become more of a, you're going to be more admired by society.
Yeah, because people need you.
Yeah. And it says it's going to be to the level of a doctor.
Wow.
So possibly like a lot of respect for, even if it's low studies, like
Yeah.
a lot of respect for that and a lot of admiration. It's still going to be, it says unconventional. That's normal, because otherwise why would there be a lot of admiration and everything? But it feels like there's going to be like I don't know, like a trend about this.
Well, I love that. And I'm all for this rebalance, because like we cannot have everybody working behind the desk if like actually the society needs practical stuff and those needs aren't met. So it makes total sense.
Yeah.
What?
Just one more thing.
Yeah,
It
go
says
ahead.
that it says that those people are going to have more than one skill, though. So I don't know why, but it's
Not as specialized. It makes sense also. Yeah. Because society in the past has let's say pushed us to specialize in one thing but disregard like all other things. And our dad was always talking about that, how it makes no sense and how it makes us dependent on each other, which is not a bad thing, but also it prevents like our soul to be really creative and touch on many things, which also can, I don't know how to explain that better, but makes us inspired and makes us express all our different facets, if that makes sense. Okay, I wanted to talk a little bit about finance because Tiffany sent us a very good news, a lot of good news on our community. She says, oh my gosh, have you all seen the increase in precious metals pricing? So thank you, Tiffany, for letting us know. So yes, this is the chart for gold, and this is what was happening in the past month. So as you can see, it has risen quite a lot.
we saw it. Do you remember? The last time we did the show, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Last time we did the show, I think that I saw increase for both. I think so.
Yeah, you did. You did. You said, I think we were pulling, and we're so bad with our memories, the both of us.
Yeah.
But we were pulling for cryptos currencies, and you said for our XRP and Bitcoin, and you did say there's going to be more of a rise with metals than cryptos for the period to come. So here we are.
Yeah.
So here we are. And the good news also for silver holders is that also silver has risen also. So this is great news. And Tiffany is wondering, I wonder how much higher they're going to go. Is it a good time to sell or continue to hold on? So let's ask the cards, like, are they going to go higher than that? What can we, let's do them separate, because yeah, usually they don't move together. Gold and silver.
And of course, the spiel is that we're not financial advisor. You do whatever you want with that.
Yes, it's entertainment only, as usual.
Yes.
So are we starting with gold?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's say the next month.
Yeah.
Okay. If I just ask in the future, it can give me in 10 years. So let's just
Well,
ask
I
for...
would do like the end of the year if that's okay with you.
Okay, so
Because
what is a tendency for gold until the end of the year to try?
Yeah.
Awakening, grief, slightly dangerous. They're preparing something big with the gold. They're going to lower at some point the gold price to be able to buy a bunch. The answer is yes. So I think until the end of the year, we're going to have a lot of changes, a lot of ups and downs.
So it's not going to be all the way up.
Not all the way.
So if, let's say, people are holding gold right now and they want to sell at, let's say, the highest price possible, what would you say would be a timeline where it's near this value or higher?
It's still going to rise a little bit, but it says the timing is going to be soon where it's going to fall.
Okay.
So it's still going to pick up some value afterwards. We're going to see it. It's going to be roller coaster, but I would say it's still going to pick up a little bit of value and then it's going to go down.
There's a drop coming before the holidays. Okay. I'm going to show you here.
So this could be the season, but it's also fall. So it's also going down and ending. So
before the end of fall, I would say, looking at the cards, we could expect a drop. Okay, and now let's look at silver, because I'm pretty sure that in the end game, it's going to be positive to hold on to silver and gold longer term than that. But like if people want to sell and make some money out of it, so now is a good time. Let's look at silver. And so is it going to continue to rise, the value of silver?
Sorry.
And for us, like not the value of silver.
Nah, I don't see it.
No.
Not right now. No. It says there is going to be, it says patience. We have the card of patience with silver. Of course we do. Long road ahead. Of course. Every time I think we have
it's a long-term sort of investment with silver.
Yes. It says there is going to be change about the silver. We all know that. But it's a long game with the silver. With the gold, a slight up still, and then roller coaster until the end of the year. It's always roller coasters, but I'm looking for a pattern. Like the last time we had a pattern of both going up, and that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah. Okay. So this is very important information for everybody who is holding gold or silver. So I hope it answered your question, Tiffany. So for gold, it's a good time until probably the end of fall. But again, we're not financial advisors. We're just witches reading the cards. And talking about that, if you have your own personal questions, if you want Sophie to help you personally plan for anything, it could be your finances, it could be your career, it could be your love life, your relationships, if you have questions about the future, and that's going to surely help you make some choices in the present. What do we have, Sophie, for our amazing community?
Yes, so we do have the 1 hour tarot reading. It's live on Zoom with me, where you get to ask all of your questions and we get to interact with each other. And we have the 1 hour past life reading. Same thing, I get to explore your past life, where things in your current life is coming from, fears, gifts, connections, everything you want to look into. The 30 minutes per record is all of your questions. I do them in a window of 2 weeks, and I send the video to you where you get to re-listen to it every time you want. Sometimes people use that to ask me to also do medical intuitive or cut the cords with someone. It's your reading, so you can ask me whatever you want in it.
Awesome. And don't forget your discount code, especially for you guys who are supporting us on this community, is Jupiter, to get 10% off for your next reading. So awesome. Now let's talk a little bit about the Earth and the stars. And I know there's a lot of talk about Atlas, and I did say 31 Atlas on a previous show, so I apologize. I just learned that it's 3i atlas.
3i. Why?
Because I believe stands for interdimensional, because it's coming from another system, another solar system.
Right.
Not our solar system. Well, let me know, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is what I learned today. And with the videos nowadays that are, a lot of them are made by AI, you never know if you're stepping on real information or not. So this is why we do those videos, to check in with spirit and our guides to see if it's true, if it's not. So thank you, Tim, for sending me this question and news item. So I went on the NASA website, and they did have a little animation here to show us like the passage of 3i atlas, which is going to pass by between Earth and Mars, as you can see here. And apparently it's going to reach its closest point to the sun on October 30th.
It's so interesting. Can I just say something here?
Yeah, sure.
I know nothing about your question you're going to ask about, but 3i is like the third eye for me. And Atlas is the vertebrae that you have that is holding on your skull and your spine, okay? And we call it Atlas because there's a backstory. It's super interesting, but anyway, it's the god, or anyway, the mythology that is holding the globe on his shoulder, so the weight of the world.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting because we know that this year it's the year of the light workers, and I feel like it's the activation of the light workers and the pressure we have of holding the world on our shoulders. But anyway, continue.
Whoa.
Oh, and the 30th of October is the day where the veil is a thinner. So I'm done.
You're making great connections. Wow. Okay. You came in ready for this show. I love it. Okay. Wow. I had another tangent, but this is so interesting. Do you want to start just by like what is going to be the effect on 3i atlas on us?
Yeah.
And then we can go from there. Because anytime we have an object coming closer to us, of course, there is, first of all, gravitational effects, but also energetical. So let's see.
There's a big split of reality. We saw it in the astrology, but in the cards, it's so easy to see. We have the only card that is upright is the Judgment card, which is one of the official cards of 2025 because it's the year where you're being called to your mission. And that's why we were talking just before I did the cards. And that's the first and the only one that is, upright. Then we have I'm just going to show you the image, but it's reverse. So this is how a lot of people who are, how would say that, low vibration, who are coming back from a near-death experience, are describing their experience on the other side. So this is the vision of it, and we have reverse, the Two of Pentacles reverse. We have, this one is upright, but it's not better. It's a very low vibration of desperation. It's almost post-apocalyptic. We have the Fool reverse, and last card is the Page of Sword reverse. So all of this is making me feel like you're going to split into two possible paths. Very low frequency where you're going to be in a matrix even more. But I'm saying that, but I hope through the cards you're able to understand how much more in the matrix you're going to be. It's really like in the movie. It's going to be like this without the programmation. And it's going to be like this without the programmation. So it's either you go into your path of your matrix, or you're going to go in the path of just the deep awakening in your mission. Again, the mission doesn't have to be a job. It could just choosing your frequency, choosing to work on your deep shadow work. That is plenty enough.
Re-empowering yourself out of the system of control is big enough.
Yes. So choosing what you're listening to, choosing what you are into, what you absorb, what you don't absorb is a big one. But this is a big split. And I feel that this passage of time with this, I don't know how we call that. It's not a planet, but this thing is going to be...
It's a comet.
It's a comet. Okay. This comet is going to be significant in almost I have weird images in my mind. I hope you're used to it by now. But like, you know how at Christmas we have this good and bad list for Santa Claus? It's almost like this comet is coming in and just taking the names on who is on the bad path and who is on the right path.
The good and the naughty.
Yeah.
Okay, this is interesting because I wasn't planning on that answer, but Tim did send a video about on the community about an indigenous prophecy that tied this comet with the blue star Kachina prophecy. Okay, and in this prophecy, they're talking about a sign that is going to come from outer space. So we do not know for sure that they're talking about this comet, but the prophecy says that this is going to be a sign that humanity will stand at a crossroad, and it means, of course, there's a crossroad means a fork. A fork in the road, and there's two paths in front of us, one of more destruction and control, and the other one of liberation. And it says that the sighting means that the great purification has begun.
Yep.
So can we pull cards on, is this comet indeed the sign that we're entering into the great purification? Is this the blue star Kachina prophecy?
I just want to say that with the cards that I had, and with what I said even more in the Matrix, and you would not be aware of it, is that the people who are choosing the wrong side are never going to be able to wake up, or almost never, because again, we saw it multiple times. They become almost NPCs.
Yeah.
Okay, so
is this indeed like is 3i Atlas the blue star Kachina prophecy?
Yes.
Okay, pretty much. And it also, like, it ties with what you were saying, like there's two sides, and it's like you're choosing your train track.
Yeah.
And the train track gets wider as we keep on moving forward.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question though. Is it like an individual process of choosing your train track, or is it a collective process?
Yeah, I don't want to be in the same train track as everybody else. I mean, I want to be on my own.
But I mean, like, if it's a collective process, well, I don't know. I guess it's both, but
I don't want to have the responsibility of awakening 80% or plus of the population. Exactly. Otherwise, I'm stuck on that train.
But you did say that there was a lot less actual humans than what they're saying. Okay, is it an individual process of choosing your path, or is this a collective process?
You have the Knight of Cups, Seven of Swords, and the Two of Pentacles. So there is both, I would say, in the Ten of Pentacles. I would say it's more of a soul group, soul family type of vibration.
Okay.
Because it says both here. So, but it's not the collective. The collective would have been more of the judgment, the world for me. This one is more your soul family.
Okay.
And
but of course, like, the individual choices affect the collective, but it's mainly like an individual process.
It affects more your soul family.
Okay.
Yeah.
And about what you said at the beginning, like the connection with the third eye, like, was in Atlas, the mythology of Atlas. Why was this name chosen for the comet 3i Atlas?
The Hermit, the Chariot, Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups. The Death card. It's not saying, so I would have to say it's pretty much random, but it still holds a vibration through it of the choice. It still holds a vibration of both options and the heart or the mind.
Wow. Okay, I had a really interesting question about the third eye, and I'm gonna try to find it. Okay, I think we got it. This is so interesting. Let's start. Okay, let me find it, because I think I didn't put it in my slide deck. Okay, so I was sent this news item from Joe Lewis. So thank you, Joe. And this is a question, and there this 13-foot pine cone sculpture, and we know that the pine cone is even in Egyptian symbolism is widely used as a reference to the pineal gland. And here we have an interesting take on this question. So Joe Lewis says, I was watching an interview with a guy named George Cavasalis on YouTube the other night, and he talked about the pineal gland being a biological implant created by the dark Draco reptilian as part of the control matrix. Mm-hmm. You were aware of that?
We have friends in Reiki.
Yeah, it's the first time I hear that here.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Okay. He also said that the chakra system was also created. It made me think of the pinecone statue outside the Vatican, and we know the Vatican was a control center for the dark forces. Let's just say. Can you pull cards on this? So thank you, Joe. Appreciate the question. So let's start by asking, was the pineal gland a biological implant? Meaning that inherently we weren't born or created, like the human race, with a pineal gland. Was it like a later addition?
I think that this is your center of your free will, judging from what I'm receiving. I don't have a yes or no if that was originally there, but the cards are saying that this is the center of your free will. Then we have the marriage everywhere. I don't know why, but we have marriage and marriage. So let me see. Commitment, marriage. So, I mean, Jekyll and Hyde. Yeah, it's just saying that it is the center of the free will. So I think that humans who are here have this because it is a part that is necessary for having free will. Now, if you're an NPC, maybe you don't have it.
I'm thinking about this marriage card, and isn't it like the caduceus do that, like the energy of the kundalini across the chakras, and like the two forces, let's say, of masculine, feminine energy, do they merge near the pineal gland?
Well, that could indicate also that the NPCs don't have it because that kundalini energy is not there for NPCs.
Yeah, for sure. But also, like, the question from Joe like implied some sort of fact that it was like being used nefariously, the pineal gland. And I know there's been a lot of let's say intents to hijack the pineal gland, to code it, to for sure. But inherently, I guess the pineal gland can allow us also to step away from the system of control, right?
Yeah. So I took 3 cards before you finish your question. So I love it because it's answering it. It says that you can grow it. You can make it more intense, more mature. You can make it. So we're not talking about physical growth. We're talking about vibration growth. And if someone was to scan energetically your body, they would see that it is immense. It is very, very strong. And it says that also it never forgets, right? The elephant never forgets. So in your past life, your growth of your free will is also something that is taking on accountability. Your DNA also, so your ancestors are impacting your pineal gland. And we have the card of the end. So your goal as a human being most of the time is to really go into your free will at 100% and to go with what you want to do with your free will and make it more mature, make it more ascended. Yeah. That doesn't answer your question, I'm sure, but that's what I have.
No, it does. It does. Actually, it does. It's very interesting. Wow. Let us know what you think in the comments below, because you guys always have a really good, let's say, what's the word that I'm looking for? Other questions on the same topic. Okay. And you were talking briefly about the DNA, and we also have a question here for that. And I believe that was sent to me by Tim. So this is an article from the Daily Mail UK, and it says here, scientists finds evidence of alien DNA in humans. You were aware of that?
No, but everybody knows.
Yeah. For us, it's like, yeah. But now, like, to hear a scientist say that, it's kind of crazy, okay?
I don't know. The Daily Mail has often a lot of things that is not found in others. So it's either that it is the most independent place. So let me know what you guys think about the Daily Mail.
Yeah, so that's why I'm asking the questions, because I don't think anything for granted as far as information, especially on mainstream media, and we never know what's the real source of information. But here it says, scientists claim to have found evidence of alien genetic manipulation in human DNA, which large section of genes seemingly inserted into people, potentially affecting millions of humans.
Yep.
And basically they're saying that they, and it's interesting that they were looking at a large sequence of many DNA, and some people from 23andMe that apparently seems claim to be what's the word, UFO abductees. And so that raises a lot of questions in my mind, like, are those data banks public now? Because you know that a lot of those were sold at some point. Anyways, but let's go back to the alien DNA.
23andMe?
Yeah. And they spotted, basically in this article, that's what they're saying, that they spotted non-parental genetic variants, meaning that they've analyzed like a whole family, let's say, and the common genes, but some people seem to have genes popping from nowhere, which cannot be related to the family, which makes sense that at some point they were inserted.
Yeah, but that I see that also for different things when I do mediumship. So yes, it could be off-world, but I just want to bring another thing on the side also for you to have that option in mind. Sometimes I see souls that are unable to come back. Example, you lose a pet, you lose a child, you lose a parent, and this soul is unable to come back. So they send a part of their soul in the next soul. So sometimes you may have this DNA of a dear friend that you lost, or an adopted child that doesn't have the DNA that comes back. So they send a part of their soul. So it could also be, it's not clear.
But I don't see the connection.
You're saying that some DNA are not from the parents, are not from the giver.
But we're talking here about aliens, so not from this earth.
I know, but there's also another explication, an explanation on the fact that there is some unexplained DNA. Sometimes it's a soul that sends a part of their soul into someone else.
Yeah, I understand that, but I'm like, how is that really bringing like non-parental DNA in the mix? To me, no. To me, it's like there's a tweak that's necessary to change the DNA of the family.
Okay, got it.
To me, and maybe I'm wrong, but to me it means that there's let's say a manipulation, an outside manipulation to tweak the DNA. And maybe also that pertains to your story, because maybe, let's say, a soul needs a specific frequency in order to come in, and there's like an outside force that we don't know about there, tweak the DNA so that this energy can be compatible with.
I saw that as more of that there's a fraction of their DNA that is introduced in the new person. Like let's say it's 75% of their soul and 25% of the other soul, so 25% of that DNA. But who knows?
Okay. Let's be open to what the cards want to say on that. And okay, let's start with, because we have to question everything, right? Especially articles that we're reading out there.
You don't want to be in our one of our evening with the family. This is the kind of conversation we have even at Christmas.
Yes, indeed. And the cards play a big role also, because sometimes we need outside guidance.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it true that they are able to scientifically, or with scientific tools, spot non-parental genetic variants?
It says they know it for a long time. They didn't even look at the technology. They just know it. So they didn't want to look at the technology. So are they able to is another question.
Yeah. I kind of knew because like you did say before, I can't remember on what we were pulling cards for, but you did say that they were spotting hybrids and certain family lines. So of course they are aware of that. I'm just surprised that they're saying it bluntly that they're spotting alien DNA and hybrids now.
Yeah, I have a hard time thinking that they are able to know it by blood, let's say. It's more about they have a tracking on something else, because we do have the reptilians here. So I think that there's another way of knowing. But yes, the fact that business-wise there was something bought, that's where I would go with the 23andMe, but there could be something else. Also, it could be hospitals, we don't know. So there was something bought. It says financials, business, and we have a lot of people trying to figure out how to solve this through the blood, how to know what percentage, what place, and everything. But for reptilians, they know it from a long time, and it's another way.
And they have another way to know. Okay. And I guess we already answered that question, but let's just do it for fun. Were they already trying to locate hybrids amongst us with such services like 23andMe and other DNA services?
Farewell and the death card. Not clear. I'm going to ask for the second row.
Because in this article, they're talking about hybrids and being able to identify hybrids, which seemed very interesting coming from mainstream media.
Are they trying to identify hybrids, is your question?
Yeah, when with the DNA services, were they already trying to locate hybrids amongst us?
Yes. I would say they are not there yet in terms of technology again. I don't see it, but I see it more as a business kind of, they know that they're preparing for a big sale of all of those data. So again, it's like a business. They know that it's a big business investment to invest in that kind of things for the future.
Okay, and what happened to the data bank of 23andMe when they got bankrupt and we know that it was being sold? Like, what happened with the data bank?
Okay, let's see. King Kong, this is aggressivity. I have the card of aggressivity with the card of aggressivity, so I'm going to get more on this.
And I have like a flash from the when we pull cards on that, and you got King Kong, and I believe you did say that the government wanted to take ownership of that data bank, wanted to fight like the other competitors to get.
Yeah. Compromise. No. Sorry. The Tower. Compromise. Government control. The aggressivity card of King Kong and the aggressivity of the card of the deck and the tarot deck is the 5 of Wands. Then we have the King of Cups, which is hiding stuff. The 9 of Swords, hiding stuff. I think that government is trying to hide even more, like tests on humans and etc.
Okay, interesting. And okay, last question on that. Why did they put this on a Daily Mail article that they were able to identify alien DNA and locate hybrids?
They said that they wanted to locate hybrids?
Yeah, in the article, this is what they're saying. That's why I was like kind of surprised.
They're trying to change the way how we choose our partner. They're trying to change the way that we choose a partner to have children with, and to make a certain kind of hybrid, I'm guessing. This is very weird. So yeah, it says they're trying to match people together. So we have the government in this, the Hierophant, and we have the Ace of Wands, which can indicate sexual activities. Six of Pentacles, the Fool, and the King of Wands. Yeah, they're trying to match people and control that part of our lives.
That's so interesting because you know that when I researched more about the pill as a contraception, it says that basically it kind of changes your whole hormonal balance and you're attracted to other partners than you would regularly be attracted to. So your pheromones, or rather like the way that you perceive pheromones, is changing, and you have like other needs, and you need a more, maybe a less masculine partner. And I'm talking for heterosexual people, of course. But I think it applies to all because and you're looking and you don't have like the same, let's say, standards or requirements as far as biological requirements.
Yeah.
So by tweaking the hormonal balance of someone, you can also tweak their choices of a partner. Wow.
So maybe they're trying to identify what they want to do and who they want people to be attracted to either reinforce a certain kind or eliminate another kind, and put that in the pill maybe, or either other stuff, to use that pheromone to make us come together. Because this is how they're doing it. I'm just going to show it one more time before we change the topic. We have girl, girl, girl. So this is the attraction system. We have splitting people apart if they don't belong and rematching them.
And would it make like stronger, like let's say if we go by their plan of changing the way that we would, let's say, discern the needs for a partner and go towards like a partner that they would want us to have a child with, what would this child look like? Would they be like more controllable, less strong physically? Mentally.
Emotionally and mentally less strong, less assertive. You must have done that in Quebec. There's a lot of people that are really not assertive. You watching are assertive. Don't worry, you're watching your independent thinkers. But there's a lot of people in Quebec that are asleep and not assertive. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed. And I believe also I think it's in all like more civilized countries, but that the masculine energy dropped significantly in men. It's also because of the dairy products, all of the transformed products, all the pesticides, the water, everything that they're spraying seem to be weakening the testosterone within man, and that changes the whole balance between feminine and masculine.
I think there's a documentary on it. I think it's The Disappearing Gender or something, where they are studying families that are living near big industries where you can see chimneys and everything. They are unable to have male because there is too much chemicals. And they're saying that there's less and less male since the 40s because of the chemicals are introduced in the food and everything.
Wow. And do you remember you pulled cards on that topic? He said that when the environment is more harsh, the body produces more females.
Yeah.
Because they're more adaptable to whatever environment.
Yeah. And I also learned in between, that Marines, apparently, because of their strong training, they are unable to have females a lot of the time. They are unable to have male, so they have girls.
Really? Okay. Let us know if you want us to talk more about that, and let us know in the comments what kind of topic you would like us to talk about in the next one. And do make sure you like this video if you did enjoy, of course, the content of it. And we try to always spread the information that we have and put a lot of love in what we do. Thank you for watching. Thank you for staying with us. And this is going to be our schedule for the week. So we are Tuesday. This is the 5D news. On Thursday, we're going to have the pick a card. And then we'll be back next Monday with the weekly energy forecast. And then next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, the next 5D news. So do make sure you stay tuned and you're subscribed to the channel and you activate the little notification bell so that you don't miss anything from us. Thank you so much for being here. We love you and we're wishing you a beautiful week ahead. Thank you, Sophie, for all the amazing readings.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.